Today is the last day of Black History Month, and it's important the conversation about diversity and inclusion continue beyond just February. Joining us in our conversation this morning is our 9 News racial equity expert, Dr. Rosemarie Allen. Dr. Allen, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, thank you very much for being with us because we think this is certainly important. I want to get to a question that a lot of people view as pretty controversial, but I think it's important that we address it. It's this question out there of why we even celebrate Black History Month in the first place. And if it divides our country more than it actually helps, what would you respond to this?
Well, Jordan, I would say that Black History Month is more important today than it was way back in the 1920s when Carter G. Woodson started Black History Week. And one of the reasons it's so important is because the history and contributions of Black Americans have not been elevated. This is an effort to elevate those contributions across all sectors: academics, science, engineering, arts, education. So no, it doesn't divide us. And if we think about Black history is American history.
And I hope I didn't upset anybody by asking that question. I think it's important, though, that we're able to respond to that criticism, with appropriate answers there. You were saying it's more important now than ever. Personally for you, what have you seen the impacts on as we continue to celebrate it year after year?
Well, what I'm seeing today that's very frightening is this attempt to revise and erase Black history right now. When we look at what's happening across the country, 23 states have promoted legislation to ban discussions around Black history, the content and teaching Black history, as well as many other dimensions of diversity. And it's very frightening when you think about the fact that 300 books by Black authors have been banned from our libraries. And those are just the books by Black authors. That doesn't include the books that are written by other authors on Black history. So we need to all be concerned, and we need to stand up and fight against this revisionist type of history and the erasure of dimensions of diversity in our society.
And this is really a chance to educate a lot of people that may not learn about some of this stuff beyond just February.
Absolutely.
When you think about Black History Month as we move into the future, where do you see it going?
I'm hoping that the history and contributions of African Americans, but all people in society, will be embedded in history. This is America's history, but we have such a tenuous relationship with the history as it relates to African Americans and indigenous people because it's painful. But Jordan, if we could peel back the onion skin and really take a good look at how we got here, do the work of repairing the harm and embedding that history into everything, then we won't need Black History Month or Native American History Month or Hispanic History Month. We will celebrate the true history of our country and our society.
I love that. One thing I feel like we learn every time we celebrate Black History Month is we go into different pockets of the culture. It's no longer viewed as just a monolith. It's now we explore Black women culture. We explore Black LGBTQ plus culture. We had a history of Black cooking on our show this morning. You learned so many different facets.
Isn't it amazing? And it's scary when you look at what the College Board just did when they took out a lot of content about Black history, and some of that was Black feminism and the Black queer experience. I mean, we are such a multi-dimensional people that it's just shameful that we would erase that much of our history.
And it's nice to see it being embedded into other parts like Pride, where we learn about, the importance of Black culture in the LGBTQ plus rights that we have today.
Absolutely.
So it's very interesting. Well, Dr. Allen, we appreciate you being with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you.